Who knows where the careers are now? Either too far to reach me, or too sure this is a trick. Or, is it possible? Too scared of me? They know I have the bow and arrows, of course. Cato saw me take them from Glimmer's body. But have they put two and two together yet? Figured out I blew up the supplies and killed their fellow courier? Possibly they think Thresh did this. Wouldn't he be more likely to revenge Rue's death than I would, being from the same district? Not that he ever took any interest in her. And what about Foxface? Did she hang around to watch me blow up the supplies? No. When I caught her laughing in the ashes the next morning, it was as if someone had given her a lovely surprise. I doubt they think Peeta has lit this signal fire. Kato's sure he's as good as dead. I find myself wishing I could tell Peeta about the flowers I put on Rue. That I now understand what he was trying to say on the roof. Perhaps if he wins the games, he'll see me on Victor's night, when they replay the highlights of the games on the screen over the stage where we did our interviews. The winner sits in a place of honor on the platform, surrounded by the support crew. But I told Rue I'd be there, for both of us, and somehow that seems even more important than the vow I gave Prune. I really think I stand a chance of doing it now, winning. It's not just having the arrows or outsmarting the careers a few times, although those things help. Something happened when I was holding Rue's hand, watching the life drain out of her. Now I'm determined to avenge her, to make her loss unforgettable, and I can only do that by winning, and thereby making myself unforgettable. I overcook the birds, hoping someone will show up to shoot, but no one does. Maybe the other tributes are out there beating one another senseless, which would be fine. Ever since the bloodbath, I've been featured on screens more than I care. Eventually, I wrap up my food and go back to the stream to replenish my water and gather some. But the heaviness from the morning drapes back over me, and even though it's only early evening, I climb a tree and settle in for the night. My brain begins to replay the events from yesterday. I keep seeing Rue's speared, my arrow piercing the boy's neck. I don't know why I should even care about the boy. Then I realize he was my first kill. Along with other statistics they report to help people place their bets, every tribute has a list of kills. I guess technically I'd be credited for Glimmer and the girl from District 4 too, for dumping that nest on them. But the boy from District 1 was the first person I knew would die because of my actions. Numerous animals have lost their lives at my hands, but only one human. I hear Gale saying, "How different can it be, really?" Amazingly similar in their execution. A bow pulled, an arrow shot. Entirely different in the aftermath. I killed a boy whose name I didn't even know. Somewhere his family is weeping for him. His friends call for my blood. Maybe he had a girlfriend who really believed he would come back. But then I think of Rue's still body, and I'm able to banish the boy from my mind. At least for now. It's been an uneventful day, according to the sky. No deaths. I wonder how long we'll get until the next catastrophe drives us back together. If it's going to be tonight, I'm going to get some sleep first. I cover my good ear to block out the strains of the anthem, but then I hear the trumpets and sit straight up in anticipation. For the most part, the only communication the tributes get from outside the arena is a nightly death toll. But occasionally, there will be trumpets followed by an announcement. Usually, this will be a call to feast. When food is scarce, the game makers will invite the players to a banquet, somewhere known to all, like the cornucopia, as an inductment to gather and fight. Sometimes there is a feast, and sometimes there's nothing but a loaf of stale bread for the tributes to compete for. I wouldn't go in for the food, but this could be an ideal time to take out a few competitors. Claudia's Temple-Smith's voice booms down overhead, congratulating the 6 of us who remained. But he is not inviting us to a feast. He's saying something very confusing. There's been a rule change in the games. A rule change? That in itself is mind-bending, since we don't really have any rules to speak of, except don't step off your circle for 60 seconds, and the unspoken rule about not eating one another. Under the new rule, both tributes from the same district will be declared winners if they are the last 2 alive. Claudius pauses, as if he knows we're not getting it, and repeats the change again. The news sinks in. True tributes can win this year, if they're from the same district. Both can live. Both of us can live. Before I can stop myself, I call out Peter's name.